But if we do suddenly turn the lights off, that'll be why. We're just going to keep our distance. Oh, wonderful this is. I'm just going to call it in on the radio, everyone. Isn't that wonderful? He's definitely using that. He's using that bush as cover. I don't feel like we're affecting his hunt at all because we are backlighting him, which won't make any difference. No one will see him. Station's located, male leopard mobile in a easterly direction across quarantine clearings. Animal is on the hunt. I'm talking so much on the radio that they can't hear me. Now here's where we're going to have to be a little bit careful. There he goes. Stations located, male leopard mobile east across quarantine clearings. What I want to do, everybody, I just want to go this side of him because I don't want to light him up for the Impala. If we go this side of him, we will backlight him and they won't be able to tell the difference. They'll just see the car. The other nice thing about this fancy camera we've got now, everybody.
Can you tell me which mile is that?
I don't know why these things are not on secret comms. It's Tingana.
Okay, man. Good work.
What a stroke of luck. I saw the light from an eye shining across the way, and we were driving along. I said, Brian, what do you think it is? He said he thought it was a leopard. I said I thought it was a duiker. Well, Brian, well done.
Thank you.
So what I was saying about this camera is that on the others, it's very difficult for us to drive along with sort of zoomed in at all. On this one, though, it's kind of got a fancy stabilizer, so we can drive and watch him at the same time, sort of, without you getting too seasick. Just a mild nausea, perhaps. Isn't that great? Look at him. The prince. I suppose if Karula is the queen, he must be Prince Philip, not so. I'm not sure he'd appreciate it being compared with Prince Philip. So he's gone to ground now, having a little bit of a groom. I'm going to put the slightly softer light on him, everyone. Oh, there we go. That's much better than the spotlight. Oh, what a joy. Well, 2 leopards in one day, it makes up for everything else we haven't seen. One, 2, 3, 4. And Pamela, you say this is why you are late to work every day. Pamela, I'm sorry about that. I really am. I'm sorry you're late to work. But what can we do? Here's Tingana. Look how perfectly hidden he is there in amongst the silver cluster leaf. Those saplings are hiding him. Now, his view, of course, of the clearings in front of us will be profoundly better than ours. Sorry, I will just have to keep listening to the radio, everyone, because somebody might want to come and see him. And I can't... for some reason, what we call the secret comms are not working, so you might have to listen to them. He's listening very intently, and that one day that we spent 6 hours with Mvula, I tell you, was one of the most informative days of my life with leopards, because it just became so clear how much they hear, how much, or smell. I mean, you can't see if they're smelling something, but you can see if they hear. And their ears are massively, massively important to them. And we watched Mvula catch a monitor lizard, having heard it probably about 30 meters or 100 feet away from him. And he walked straight to it and grabbed it. Nice punch there, Brian.
Thank you.
Good job. There you can see the 4 spots that he's got, just above the whisker line. He's a 4-4 male. He's got 4 on this side and 4 on the other side. And you might be interested, but that silvery grass in front of him is called the sawtooth lovegrass, which bears no relevance to the sighting whatsoever. I just saw it there, so I thought I'd better tell you. I'm going to sneak a little bit forward so we can get a better look at the front of his schnoz. I will change the light once we've stopped. Say when, Brian. I'm going to stop here because I can see some wildebeest in front of us. He can also see them. He might think about one of the little ones, but I don't think so. Okay, everyone, I'm afraid I'm just going to look where the wildebeest are looking. If they're looking anywhere near this way, I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut the lights. Yeah, there's so much looking there. I'm going to have to pull the light off him slightly. What we'll do is I'll move the light like that. Can you still see him, Brian? I know that's not a great picture, everyone, but what it has done is move the light off him slightly, which means that those wily impala and wildebeest will really struggle to see him, even if they look directly this way. And that's really important. And here's a very, very still night. And there's no moon, so it's a good night for hunting for him. And we saw those males impala. We saw those male impala fighting a little bit earlier around here. That's what we thought the initial alarm calling was. And so he'll have a good chance of killing something here. Sandy, you wondering if he's a normal sized male lion? Yeah, he is. Not male lion, male leopard. He looks quite big. He's a big-ish male. He's pretty much average size for this area, though. He's probably 75 to 80 kilograms, which is about 180 pounds. And that's pretty normal, Sandy, for this area. Anderson, who's to the west of his territory, is the other male that, well, we long to see. We've seen him once or twice. He's probably a little bit bigger, maybe 90 kilograms, 200 pounds. And Mvula, a little bit off to the east, or he's pretty much lost his territory now, I think. Maybe he's still knocking about to the east there. I'd say he's probably about 10 kilos lighter, 70 kilos, maybe 75. And he's just lying here surveying his domain. So I was saying, there's no wind at all, so that's not ideal for hunting. But there is no moon, and when these lights go down, it will be perfect hunting conditions for him. And if you haven't done so already, please go and check out that incredible BBC production, The Hunt. And what you see, and I think it's the second or third episode, where they hunt through the forests. What you see is the movement of a cat's foot on the vegetation, how incredibly careful they are about where they place each footstep. So he will walk across this clearing being completely cognizant of anything that might give away his position, such as a crunching leaf or a breaking twig. Look, he's heard the impala. And the impala are rutting, and he knows that they're not concentrating on him. I'm just going to let him go. Sorry, everybody, I have to. I will backlight him. Sorry, everybody. That's just the way it goes, I'm afraid. We're just there. You can just maybe make out his shape. There we go. We're going to follow him. As soon as he heard the clashing of impala's horns, he knew that they weren't thinking about him, that they weren't thinking about anything other than each other. Okay, we'll stop here, I'm afraid. Sorry, Brian. That's about all we can do, hey? Is that okay? I know that's not the best picture, everyone, but I just don't want to affect his hunt. If he moves now, it will be very blurry, right, Brian?
Yeah.
So we've got basically the same camera settings as we have for the stars. So if he does move now, it will be blurry, but that's okay. It does mean that there's almost no light on him whatsoever. Isn't that amazing how he heard that of the impala's horns smashing together, and he thought, I know what you guys are thinking about, and it ain't me. Now he will wait. Did you see how he looked a little bit blurry as he lay down there? This is what a leopard does best, a waiting game. I can just see him with my bare eyes, but hardly. All around us, the crickets are singing, the night is still, and for the prey items on this clearing, the wildebeest and the impala, perhaps the old zebra, they have no idea what's lying here in amongst the silver cluster leaf saplings. It's actually quite a nice picture. Just imagine now, everyone, that you are an impala and you are going into the night. Your night vision is better than ours, so you'd probably, if you look directly at that animal, that's probably the view you'd get. Because you're used to the area, you would know that that shape meant trouble. But he's so well hidden behind that silvery love grass and the annual flowers there that I don't think even if they looked directly this way they'd see him. I can see a few off to the right hand side, just moving off towards the south, not running, just moving to where it's clear, and those look like females to me. And we did see a big herd of rutting males earlier. I just think it's fascinating. You know, you read in the books that a leopard and a lion and all of the other predators will go for rutting males. And we've seen it. We know that Shadow and Karula have killed rutting males before. And he reacted immediately. Cat in Tampa, you say, stars and spots forever. Indeed, stars and spots forever. With this new camera, we wouldn't be looking at this leopard like this with the old one.
PlayStation, my radio's been down. Are you going to come back?
just sit here. We're not going to move unless he moves. And with any luck, I know we've only got about a minute and a half left with you. We might only find him tomorrow, sitting in one of these jackalberry or marula trees on quarantine with a male impala. Now, eventually, of course, we will be able to view a hunt like this completely without affecting it. We'll have a long lens and a full night vision camera. But at that stage, we're not quite there. We could use infrared. It just looks so horrible, though. You can't see the magnificent colors. We'll just sit here. We've only got a minute left or so. So while Tingana sits there and hunts into the night, I'm going to say goodbye to you. Big thank you to all of you for joining us on what was quite another quiet drive. Thank you for talking to us. Wonderful that Sam had so much great stuff today. I think it's been a real confidence booster for him, so thanks for that. Big thank you to Brian. Thank you, well done, Brian. Big thank you to Sam, of course, who's not going to close because we've been looking at Tingana. And, of course, he was being filmed by Vian. Thanks to Kirsten and Louise in the final control. We will see you all tomorrow as the dawn breaks in Africa here at 6 o'clock. Until then, keep safe and happy. Bye-bye.